Hey, what's up, everybody? It's a very breezy day in Milton, Florida. Very windy, but it's looking beautiful despite all that. It's blue skies, ripply water. So I just thought I'd touch base, say hi to everybody. Last 3 or 4 weeks been kind of rough. Just trying to deal with what I'm dealing with. And the river is very high. We've had a lot of rain here lately. If I had to guesstimate, we've probably had in the last 48 hours probably 7, 8 inches of rain. We've had a lot of rain. I do not like rain, but the good thing about rain is we don't have to worry about Smokey the Bear changing the fire danger level to high or non-existent. So we're still good for campfires at campsites. So that I'm happy about that. Just trying to get by literally to a week from today, and still have a little bit of the sniffles. Nothing too bad. I feel a lot better, but unfortunately, starting tonight, the temperatures are dropping. It's going to be in the low 40s tonight. I know a lot of people from different parts of the country are going to say that's no big deal, but I'm kind of living in this van. Low on funds, so I can't really run the heat. So that's when you can get sick or continue to stay sick, and trying to not do that. But tomorrow night, it's supposed to get down to like 38 with the wind chill, and usually I'm pretty good. I can handle it somewhat fairly decent, until it gets to usually around 44 degrees and lower. That's when I start to hate life. But I thought I'd share something to you. Excuse me. That happened recently. I was real excited about it. It didn't come to fruition yet, but I just sent a text message, so hopefully we can solidify and arrange this. A long time ago, I talked about a homeless guy in Milton, Florida named Zachary, and how I tried to help him out a few times, and have not seen him around in, I'd say, probably 3 months. I'm not sure if he moved on to a different region, or he had medical issues, or for some reason he's incarcerated. I have no idea about him, but I had one time purchased a bicycle for him, and that he ultimately refused, which really ticked me off. And a lady at the convenience store up the road, she knew about that, me trying to do that, and so she reached out to me recently and said, hey, I know somebody that could use that bicycle if it's still available. And I'm like, it's all yours, no problem. So we're just trying to coordinate our schedules. I work in the evenings and she works during the days, pretty much Monday through Friday. And then last Saturday she had to go to Atlanta or somewhere in Georgia to do something, and so trying to coordinate to donate that bike to another needy person. Apparently this person has a job but has to walk very far in inclement weather, and so I'm excited to help if I can. Plus it clear up a little bit of space in my storage unit. I thought about doing a couple videos with that bike, just never got around to it. But there's a bike trail. It's like 8 miles long in Milton, and I thought it'd be really cool to. I put a milk crate on the back. Thought it'd be cool to have a basket up front and then mount my camera in there on a tripod and film that trail. that would take a little bit of time. I would have to have the StreamYard set up and reverse the angle facing away from me, and that never happened. But I know I can rent a bike. I don't think they're cheap. They're like $35 a day or something, but it's not too far from the trail. But anyway, that's one of the things I've been wanting to do. It would make me feel real good and happy to help another excuse me, help another person prior to Thanksgiving, and give them some hope, give them some help so they can get through their job. Now, I don't know if that person's homeless or, but I know that they just don't have transportation to get to their job. And I guess, according to what my friend said, this person one day was literally crying because I had to walk to work in like a really bad weather, like rain and stuff like that. So here we are. I have the heat on currently just to help make me feel a little bit better. And gonna go shower, go try and put in a good day's work. Wednesdays I usually get off a little bit earlier, usually get off around 9 versus like 10:30. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. And then I have some goals on the horizon. This weekend's still going to be a little frugal, but once Wednesday rolls around, hopefully my life will get a little bit better for the short term, for at least maybe for 2 or 3 weeks. Trying to get the brake system redone, and that's not going to be cheap. Way overdue for an oil change. Need to try and get that done. I would love to actually get a motel room, sleep in a bed for the first time in probably a year and a half. I've not slept in a real bed in a year and a half. So that would be kind of cool. I almost have the ability to do it on Thursday because I work until probably about 5:30. If I got to a motel, it would be 6 o'clock. I'd prefer to just get my money's worth and check into a motel around 1 or 2 and just be able to really relax and enjoy and do stuff like that versus trying to, it would be really cool to do it on Thanksgiving because there probably could be a football game in the evening I could watch. By then, the Dallas Cowboys would have lost. They usually kick off 3:30 Eastern time on Thanksgiving. So about 6:30 Eastern time, the game would be over. Be 5:30 Central. Yeah, so by the time I got off work, it would be over. Anyway, just sitting down here by the river, trying to enjoy. I know basically the next 12 weeks are going to be, I say 12 weeks, probably, 12 weeks. Going to be brutal. It totally sucked last winter. It was the coldest winter they had in the Panhandle for a very long time, many years. So hopefully the bright side is it doesn't get as cold as often as it did last year. Hoping to order another cot on Thanksgiving Day weekend. I just got to figure out where I can get it delivered. I know the lady at the self-storage unit would most likely let me have it delivered there, but they're going to be off Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. If she allows me to pick it up there, it'd probably have to be that Monday, whatever that day is. I think it's like the 30th or something, maybe. I forget what day of the week it is. But could do it, have it delivered to work. I could see that getting totally screwed up. Would not feel comfortable there. It's a bigger box, so I don't know if I can even get it delivered to the U.S. Postal Service. It would come through Amazon, so maybe I could. I don't know. Then those are restricted hours. So I guess the storage unit place would be too. But anyway, just kind of wanted to pop in, say hi. I did a few videos this weekend, not overly ecstatic with that. Oh boy, let me tell you about this camping place. If you guys watched the previous video, hold on one second here. Hang tight. Okay, so I'm back. Sorry about that. So, yeah, so I went camping this past weekend to Mystic Springs Recreation Area. And I like that place, but by golly, that's a haunted place. I am convinced that place, I love it. It'd be a great place if you had, another person or two people. I would feel really comfortable. But when you're out there solo, man, it's crazy. A few weeks ago, I had that incident where there was a lot of noise coming from the woods, like heavy footsteps, like a bear or a human or a Bigfoot, and it was just miserable conditions. I was trying to get a campfire going. I was trying to cook a meal, and everything just fell apart because I feared for my safety. And a similar thing happened this weekend, and did a live with JJ Drones, and had a pretty good blaze going. And I felt safer because I was on a ridge, like a ravine by the boat ramp that overlooked the river. And I figured if anything was going to come up from behind me, I would hear, noise. It would be very difficult to come up that ridge without making any noise. And oh, the one thing I forgot to mention, earlier in the day, oh man, tell me this dude's not pulling in here. Yep, sure as hell. I mean, the big ass part. All right. Good, he's going the other way. But anyway, there was a guy that pulled up and looked like a former Ryder box truck. Had solar panels on top. He had some type of boxer / pit bull mix. And when I was parked, I was on the backside, kind of closer to the upright cooking station. And the guy stops and keeps looking over at my area. So I'm thinking, did I check in on the wrong day? Did I screw up the reservation and all this stuff? And so I see him looking at me. And so finally I get out and walk. I start approaching him. I'm like, hey, by chance, do I have your site? I see you looking, He's like, no. And I'm like, all right, I thought I reserved it correctly. But I see you looking. So I felt like maybe I was intruding on your space. He's like, no, he goes, I'm just trying to look for a sunny area. I guess that pertained to his solar panels. But the guy looked, if anybody was going to look like a serial killer, it was that dude right there. So nobody else was in the campground. The guy ended up leaving. He said he's going to go find some sun. And at night, there was nobody else around. Nobody that I saw or heard. And after the live went on, I was by the campfire, and I started hearing all these weird noises again. I was like, man, this sucks, because you really can't enjoy. Like if I was at a state park, I would feel safe and so that may be the route I have to go in the immediate future. But there was all kinds of weird noises. Plus, it was hunting season. So you get rednecks with firearms, and then, a Yankee with a fire pit. You never know what could go wrong or what could happen. So eventually I just said, let me just be safe. I moved to the van, had the headlights off, and just chilling, trying to watch some YouTube. And I felt like I was being watched. And it was just eerie feeling because it was so dark out. It was the blackest I think probably the second blackest I've ever seen. During Hurricane Ian, that was definitely the blackest I've ever seen in my life. You couldn't see your hand in front of your face. And it was pretty much the same thing that night, the last outing there. And it scared the daylights out of me because you just don't know. Like, you can't see anything coming towards you. And I still had the fire pit going, but I was monitoring that periodically, with the headlights. And so I just had this eerie feeling something was watching me. So I turn on the headlights. There's this big old wild cat coming around the fire pit. I guess checking for scraps, that's kind of like a raccoon would do, at a campsite. So can't say I blame them. They're trying to stay alive too. And I did that a few times. I mean, quite a few times, probably a half dozen times. And that cat was determined to find some type of food. I didn't leave any food. Actually, what I did was I cooked those country ribs. Then I had a lot left over I couldn't even possibly eat. Some were raw and some were cooked. And down in the river, I just threw it in the river because allegedly gators do come up in there. I know you're not supposed to do that, but I didn't want to leave it in a trash can and attract raccoons, so I figured the safest place was to dispose of the meat in the river. If there was any gators out and about, I gave them a free meal, doing my good deed. But so, just trying to get by in life and trying to do the best I can. And it's kind of weird, man. I really want to do longer videos, but it depends on cell phone reception. So I'm thinking about going to Big Lagoon State Park sometime soon, perhaps this weekend, maybe even Thanksgiving weekend. But that park is going to be closed for upgrades and reconstruction for like 3 or 4 months. I want to say it starts February 1st, something like that. So there's some things I want to do that I haven't done at Big Lagoon State Park. That's in the Panhandle. That's Perdido Key, Florida. Really nice place. And I get full 5 bars at that location. The campsites are kind of close together, so I could do a really good cooking meal, do a few things. There's some boardwalk walking trails I've not experienced yet. Some stuff I want to do. So anyway, basically here we are on a Wednesday. Me just trying to touch base, say hi to everybody. I would have liked to do it on StreamYard. It's going to be about another week or so before I renew StreamYard, if I do. They raised the prices, like almost trying to run people off. Raised it $20 a month. That's not cool, especially in my situation. But by the same token, I'm kind of old school. I hate trying to learn another new platform, and I don't know. We'll figure it out. But that's it. Just want to say hi. Hope everybody's doing well. Hopefully I'll be in 3 or 4 weeks. I'm participating in Reads Across America here in Milton, Florida. Haven't talked to anybody from the city lately. I got to see how they're doing. But trying to do my part in society, stay alive. And oh, there is one other thing I did want to tell you guys about. There's a guy I work with. He's from the Philadelphia region originally. He's been here for like, good bit. I want to say 14, 15 years. But he's been in a relationship with a lady for like 20 years. And I guess they're falling out of their relationship. They live like common law marriage. And he's about to be homeless in a car. He's 6'4", really doesn't have funds. I'm slightly better positioned than him because I have a van, but he has no idea what's about to hit him smack dab in the face. So I really fear for his mental health welfare. He's given me a lot of insight, and his significant other already rented a storage unit, put some of his stuff in there, and he's got to be out. And it's the worst time of year to be put out on the street when it's really cold. He's 6'4", living in a car. Not going to work too well. So I feel bad for him. There's nothing I can do for him. Unfortunately, I'm trying to do for myself. But pretty much just wanted to say hi to everybody. Catch up with you guys. And oh, one more thing. This thing really ticks me off. I wanted to, now that my voice is starting to come back and I'm starting to feel a little more healthier, I wanted to get back to doing the veterans tributes from here in Milton. They honor a veteran on each light pole. Well, in the past week or so, they removed all those veterans tributes to put up Christmas decor and wreaths and stuff like that. So I'm assuming it's not going to be until the first week of January where we get those veterans tributes back. So that really screwed up my plans. I do very well with the veterans tributes. I like doing it. It's that time of year. I was going to start featuring more leading up to Reads Across America. Now I'm going to have to pivot. I have a couple ideas, but I really like those because I could do shorts on those, and those always got me 500 or 600 views, got me subscribers, got me a lot of good positive comments from local Miltonians. So kind of bummed out about that. Maybe I will show you the holiday decorations. It won't be as good as the veterans tributes, but it'll show you a little bit about Milton. Milton's a really cool place. With that being said, folks, happy holiday season. Try and stay vertical, try and stay positive, and try and help and or thank a veteran. Take care.